I felt like shocked because I legit did not know that I was pregnant. Wasn't trying to, but also wasn't trying to prevent it, but also wasn't being reckless completely.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Zamot podcast, where we focus on
faith,
family,
fitness,
finances,
and
and friendships. I'm going to be reading from the book of John, chapter 8, verse 31. All right, 31 and 32. It says, "To the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, 'If you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.'" Amen.
Amen.
All right, family. So this week we have something a little different lined up. We're going to be answering some questions from some of our subscribers. Recently, we posted something on our Instagram just asking, what are some questions that you guys would like for us to answer? All right. So we got some questions from our subscribers here. We're going to answer those, and then we'll elaborate on our perspective on these questions. All right. So y'all follow along with us.
Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the question first.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the best way to reach your goals efficiently?
The best way to reach your goals efficiently.
Because it's really a two-part question, but we're just gonna.
That's the first part.
Down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the best way to reach your goals efficiently. Well, I would say you have to prioritize them. Right? You got to prioritize whatever those goals are. So if you have a fitness goal, or let's say a health goal, if you have a health goal, you have to set things up in a way to where that health goal is now a priority. All right. So eliminate the distractions and make that goal the priority. If you eliminate distractions and you make a certain goal a priority, you're almost certain that you're going to hit that goal. All right. So that's my response to that one.
That's good.
Yeah.
Basically. I would say the same thing and add on just you got to be hungry for it.
For sure.
Like if it's a goal and it's something that you truly want, you have to be hungry for it. Like there's no setting goals like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, but yeah, for 1 week you can't even let sugar go, or you can't let carbs go. That's not a realistic goal.
Yeah.
Like you're not serious about it. You're not hungry for it. So to be hungry and to like make that your top priority.
Yeah.
Like you need air to breathe. That's how your goal needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must say, I don't really like goals. I used to write goals a lot and set goals, but I don't really like them because if you don't hit a particular goal, then you feel like you failed, right? Or you feel like you should be somewhere that you aren't. So in terms of setting goals, I mean, they're not bad, right? But in terms of setting goals, I would say just make it a habit of doing the little things that'll get you closer to where you really want to be in life.
Yeah.
Doing the little things every single day, instead of setting a goal or a benchmark and then you don't hit it, and now you feel like, oh man, I'm terrible, I suck, all these things. So
and it can completely like destroy your goal.
For sure.
Or destroy your dreams.
Yeah, it can discourage you.
Certain things like you're not necessarily going to hit on the mark every single time. Like December 31st, I want to have $1 million in my account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, before that $1 million hit my account, there's certain things that I have to go through. So when that I do get that money in my account, then it will stay and continue to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So setting certain goals is pointless to life sometimes because it's certain things that you have to go through in order to get to those goals, or certain failures that you have to reach in order to maintain that goal once you get there.
Yeah. I'd say if you really want to hit a goal, don't put a date on it.
Yeah.
All right. Just set it as an objective in life.
Write it.
Yeah. Set it as an objective in life as opposed to a goal that has a specific date. That's just my opinion. You get other people that say put a date on it, right? Make sure you put a time, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Right. But in my opinion, I think setting a goal can be to your detriment, right? Depending on the type of person that you are. So make it a benchmark, make it a life goal without an actual date, and then just work towards it every single day.
Yeah.
And you may hit it sooner, you may hit it later, but eventually you will hit that goal if you prioritize it and you're hungry for it. Awesome. Yeah. Next question.
Next question. You want to read the second part?
Okay. Second part. So this is the second part to the first question. It says how to get what you need from your partner. Okay, that's a great question. So how do you get what you need from your partner?
100% communication.
Yeah,
Communicate and to vocalize it. Most relationships lack because they don't have simple conversations.
Yeah.
And I literally just made a video on my TikTok about that. Go ahead and follow it. It's gonna be right there. But I was just talking about how most people like avoid conversations in the beginning, like in the talking stage, to try to be cute or to not like offend anyone, or because it's just uncomfortable. Like you can vocalize and say like you need money or something like that, then why can't you vocalize if you want more dates or you want flowers or you want more alone time? Like communicating, vocalizing that is like the top tier of getting what you want. It's only one or two things gonna happen. Either they're gonna give you what you want or they're not gonna give you what you want. And only two things are gonna happen from that. Either you guys are gonna grow from it or you guys are gonna break up. Because relationship is about compromise. And if you don't compromise, then it's just like, what are we even doing? Like and a female can't just be the only person compromising, or the male can't be the only one compromising. Like, it's a two-way street.
Absolutely.
Like, people say marriage or relationships aren't 50-50. Well, they're not. But when it comes to compromising, it should be.
Yeah.
Or it should be a even playground. Like, if I'm compromising on something, it shouldn't be me the only one compromising.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a conversation, communicate, and know that when you guys communicate, it's going to take a compromise, because it's not going to be automatic. Like, it's not going to happen overnight.
You know, that's so good coming from my bride, okay? Or just coming from a woman, because I'm going to say this, and you know this is the truth, okay? So women have this they have this thing.
Find the words.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the words, okay? Because y'all stick with me. Women have this thinking that because we're their partner, we should know what they want, and they don't necessarily always vocalize what they want, because they just think, hey, you're my partner, you should know. Why should I have to tell you? Right? So that's big that's coming from you. And I didn't have to say it, so that's really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was the question?
Because we worked there. We worked out, like, we worked our way to there. Oh, it was a
process. Yeah, for sure. It was a process.
But I mean, now you get it. It is a lot of stuff that where you just automatically go and do,
for sure,
without me having to say it.
But that comes with time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But that's the reason why a lot of times females have that expectation, because there are certain men that just automatically flow into that with them just talking, and then them in a relationship, and they have that. They know that, okay, if she's acting this way, or if it's that time of the month, she needs this, right. They automatically flow into it. Why? Because 10 times out of 10, their mother taught them that, or they've seen that, or they've been in a lot of relationships to where they know that that's a thing, and that's something that females crave.
That makes sense.
So I feel like most of the time, the reason why females, like the reason why we do go into new relationships and we have that same expectancy is because whoever they were with previously did that, or they've experienced to where they didn't have to communicate it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Like, experience is the best teacher.
But you're not saying that that's like correct, because really you should go into every relationship with a clean slate. Like, you shouldn't compare, or you shouldn't expect, oh, well, my ex used to do so you need to do this, that, and the third. Well, you're not my ex, and if you were, you will be an ex. You know?
Yeah, experience is the best teacher, right? So if you don't have much experience in a particular area, and there's an expectation there, well, that's just going to lead to frustration, right? On both parties, right? I'm going to be frustrated that you're frustrated. You know what I mean? So how to get what you need from your partner. So I would respond by saying communication is extremely important. That was a good answer. Communication. I would also say listening, right? Listening is huge in terms of getting what you want from your partner. You say, well, why is that huge? Well, here's why. If you become a good listener, then you can pick up on different cues and pick up on different um, maybe emotions that are being communicated. And if you do pick up on those things, then you'll know how to communicate what it is that you want and be able to get what you want because you communicated it at the right time, right? If you're not listening and you're not aware of what's being said or what's being told to you, then you may ask for something at the wrong time, and it may be the right thing that you're asking for, but it's just the wrong time because you weren't listening, right? You didn't get the hint. All right, you didn't read the room. Well, you always say you didn't read the room. Okay, so listening is extremely important. Um, I know probably nobody would have had that answer, listening, but I think it's important.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Oh, you want to read it?
Yeah.
All right, next person, actually. So these are different people. All right, so that first person had 2 questions. This is another individual. So it says, how did you feel when you first found out you were pregnant? Let me tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
No, because you go. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No,
because you held it.
I held it.
I held you. Yeah. So you go ahead.
I carried it.
You carried it. So tell
them. Okay. How I felt when I first found out I was pregnant. First of all, I did not believe that I was pregnant. Like, genuinely, I did not believe I was pregnant. I had a pregnancy test from one of my friends that I literally just had in my bag. And I'm like, well, let me take this pregnancy test. I was due to come on my cycle the next day. It was the day before, and I'm like, let me take it. I'm literally at his house. He had just moved into his apartment, and I'm at his house, and I'm like, I'm about to take this pregnancy test. We on the phone, key. I take the pregnancy test. I just throw it in the trash. Like, I just wanted to get rid of it. Like, you ain't gonna catch me.
Didn't even read it.
Didn't even read it. So I'm getting ready. It's my off day. He's at work. I'm getting ready. To head out, do what I do. I go to use the bathroom again, and I see just one single word. Like, I glance, and I see one single word in the trash can.
What did it say?
It said pregnant. I'm on the phone with him. Sir, this pregnancy test says that I'm pregnant. This pregnancy test says that I'm pregnant. Okay, now, I have to get in the car. I zoom to Pleasant Hill. Walmart. And how many pregnancy tests did I grab?
It was like 3.
I grabbed 3 pregnancy tests because what you're not going to do is tell me that I'm pregnant.
That's what you're not going to do.
Yeah. That's what you're not going to do. At the start of something, like, we talked about taking a cruise. Like, I took all 3 of them. In total, I took 4 pregnancy tests. Actually, the box came with 2. So in total, I took like 6 pregnancy tests. And all of them said pregnant. And I was not late on my period. Technically, I wasn't late on my period. I was supposed to come on the next day. And obviously, the next 9 months, I didn't. So
pregnant.
I felt like shocked because I legit did not know that I was pregnant. Wasn't trying to, but also wasn't trying to prevent it, but also wasn't being reckless completely. So my emotions was everywhere, but I was excited because I did vocalize to him that I wanted kids and that I wanted to have his kids, and that, if it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. But when it happened, we had our plans in place to be traveling literally the whole summer. So we were super young. We both was in a good financial place. So for me, I was just like, man, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. And yeah, that was my beginning. Like, finding out I was pregnant, those were the first emotions. I was just in complete denial. And I was literally in denial until we went to the doctor's appointment. Even when we were telling our family, like, I'm like, I am. Pregnant. I'm like, I am pregnant. Like, this is a stick.
Yeah.
And this is the little picture.
Yeah, it was real. So how did I feel when I first found out that we was pregnant? I was ecstatic. Okay? Listen, if y'all know me, I've been wanting kids since I was like 15.
Yeah.
Like, no exaggeration. I've been wanting kids for a minute. And the reason is because I wanted to be the father that I didn't have in my life. I always wanted to be that father. I always wanted to fill that role. So I've said this before, but um, past perceived voids create present pursued values, right? So when there's something that you um, feel like was missing in your life before, at some point, it's going to cause you to pursue it later on in your life. And I'll give you an example. Somebody that grew up really, really poor might desire to make a lot of money, right, when they get older.
Yeah.
Right, because they that was a past perceived void for them, right? They didn't have any money, so now they have this future pursued value of making a lot of money, so they never have to feel that feeling again. Well, my past perceived void was not having my father in my life, my biological father. So I wanted kids at a very young. Well, I'm not gonna say I wanted them at a very young age, but at a very young age, I was talking about having a family.
Yeah.
Like I've been preparing to have a family since I was about 14, 15 years old. That's a fact. I've been preparing. All the decisions that I've made up until 21 or 22 when we had our first child, Noel, all the decisions that I made led up to that.
Yeah.
And that's very rare, but I've always been about family. So I was ecstatic. I don't, did you take a screenshot of me when you told me?
I couldn't. We were literally just on regular call.
I thought it was on FaceTime.
Oh, we were on
We was on FaceTime. Yeah, I remember.
I didn't.
I was cheesing. I remember. I was cheesing from ear to ear. She was just in shock, right? But I was cheesing. I couldn't wait.
I'm like, you got me pregnant.
Yeah.
You got me pregnant.
And of course, it was my fault, right? That she got pregnant. It was my fault. But it's fine. I took it on the chin. All right. So next question says, were you ready for children? Okay. Let me say this. You don't even got to answer this. Okay. I'll take it away.
Okay.
Nobody's ever ready for children until they have children. Basically. Okay. You can't prepare for something that you've never experienced. Especially kids.
Yeah.
Like, you can get all the advice in the world, take all the notes that you want to take, go to a parenting class. You can be around parents, like it's still not going to prepare you until you have children. Period. I don't care who you are. You need to be in the thick of it in order to be ready for it. Right. I tell this to so many people. My business partner, I tell him, bro, like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You're talking about you want to be financially ready to have children. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Kids are expensive, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's the other things that you need to prepare for. The money part is easy. Anybody can go make some money.
Yeah.
Right? That's the easy part. The difficult part is having the patience, right? Being able to sacrifice, being able to adjust your life to them, right? Like completely being consumed with them and their needs as opposed to your own needs. Like, you really got to become selfless. Like, it's no longer about you. And that is a difficult transition for somebody that has been so consumed with self all their life.
Yeah.
Right. Now, thank God I haven't been so consumed with self. I mean, a little bit, but I was always willing to drop that because, again, I've been preparing to have a family for a really long time. Yeah. So I was always willing to drop that to get married, to have children. Like, I was willing to completely disregard myself and my needs and put somebody else's needs before mine. Right. So you can comment, but
I mean, basically what he said. Yeah. I mean, exactly what he said. You're never going to be prepared. You cannot prepare for it. You literally just, when it happens, it happens. And I will say the only thing is, do not be out here having children with people that are not good for you, that you guys can't operate and flow as a unit. Do not bring children into that.
Yeah.
Like, this generation where it is okay to be a single mom, to be a single dad, to co-parent. Oh, we love each other. Like, we don't bring children into a divided home, because whether you want to admit it or not, it affects the child 1,000%.
100.
Regardless 100%. If you guys are toxic or non-toxic, it is a broken up home.
Yeah.
Like, when they get into the dating realm, they're going to question, like, oh, well, is this normal? Well, my mom and dad did it, and they made it. They're going to think that is okay to have children and for the household to be separate. Like, the reason why a lot of kids struggle with a lot of things is because, okay, just showing the stats 10 times out of 10, the child is with the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom eventually gets burnt out and tired.
Yep.
Even if the dad is present, like even if the dad is present and he helps out financially, he gets the kids every weekend, 5 days out of it's 7 days in a week.
Mm-hmm.
5 of those days, the kids are with the mom, going to school, she's feeding them, she's taking care of them. 2 of those days are with the dad out of the weekend. Or he may get the kids in the summer. Regardless of what it is, one of those parents are getting burnt out because the everyday tasks that are supposed to be tackled together or supposed to at least be 50-50, 75-25, something to give you some type of break and leniency is not like it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do not be out here sleeping with anybody and just having kids with people. And then when you have kids, is, oh, my baby daddy this, my baby daddy that. Well, you knew he was that when you got together. Like, God shows you some type of sign. Like, people saying, oh, no, he wasn't like this in the beginning. Lie.
Yeah.
Lie detector test that says what?
That was a lie.
That was a lie.
Big time.
Some signs showed up. Before destruction, God always sends you some type of sign, some type of warning.
Always.
He's not going to leave you stranded. Many times people avoid those signs and those red flags. So if that's the situation, to answer that question, don't prepare to have no kids just because you reaching that age and you want to have a kid, or you think that a kid is going to help keep a man, or is going to entrap a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Don't only have kids if you 100% know that the person that you're with is going to be all in like you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Which is why, I'm sorry, I just want to add this before I forget. Which is why back in the day, it was preached so heavy that you are not allowed to have kids in wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that you have to be married in order to bring a child into this world.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It forced people to commit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to choose to commit to one another. And then to have a child, that's one of the biggest responsibilities, biggest blessings, the biggest covenants between a woman and a man and God.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we're a covenant because we're married, that child is a covenant between you, God, and the baby, like
Mm-hmm.
your child.
Yeah.
And he's not playing when it comes to a covenant. So
yeah,
don't be out here playing house and popping out kids with people that are not going to help you, are not going to be there forever.
Yeah, I think that's extremely important, man. I'm glad you brought that up because unfortunately we live in a society today where traditional values are no longer valued.
Yeah.
Like marriage, like like a male and female relationships. Um, I don't think anybody should be looking to have kids with someone if there are still question marks in terms of their values versus your values. Mm-hmm. Right? If you guys don't share similar values, again, it just goes back to communication, right? If you guys haven't communicated and articulated what you guys' values are, or if you have and you guys don't share similar values, one person believes in one thing and another person believes in another, that's a sketchy situation, right? So just having kids with anybody and everybody is very, very dangerous. Broken homes is like the worst thing in the world, right? I released a post on my Instagram maybe about a month ago talking about the statistics and how, unfortunately, most of the people in our community, most of the children in our community grow up in single family homes. And it's by design. Not saying that we're not playing a part in it, but it is by design, right? A lot of our people are getting locked up for petty crimes. We're not offered the same opportunities, therefore we have to commit those crimes, right? I don't want to say have to commit those crimes, but a lot
of people are driven and trained in the music and what we see,
right? The culture
catered towards, to do that.
Yeah, the culture, the music that we listen to, all of that is they're feeding us poison, right? And when I say poison, I'm talking about like spiritual poison. They're feeding us things. Gun violence, degrading of women, those things are poison to our spirit, right? And when we allow that to infiltrate our spirit, it starts to alter our thinking. And once it gets into our thinking and we start to have these beliefs about what we think, and whether it's true or not doesn't matter, but we have a strong belief about something that we think, that's called a stronghold, right? And strongholds are very hard to break. And a lot of our community, I'm specifically speaking of our community. I know other communities are affected by this as well, but it's not as bad as it is in the Black community. In our community, there's a huge stronghold on our community in terms of like spiritual warfare, right? The things that we are experiencing is very unfortunate, and it's because of that spiritual stronghold that we have, right? Again, the degradation of women, the glorifying of money, cars, trips, all that, it's just, it's not beneficial to our ultimate purpose. It's not beneficial to raising children, right? It just won't help in the long run, right? So I went on a tangent. I know the question was about kids, but I felt that was extremely important to talk about. Yeah. And the broken homes is something that I get extremely passionate about when I start talking about it, because I can't stand it. I can't stand to see single moms. I can't stand to see single dads, even though you rarely see single dads, or you rarely know that they're single dads. If you do see kids out with a father, you just think that the mom is at home. But yeah, I can't stand to see it, right? So just stick with the traditional values, right? Yeah. Don't have kids unless you're married, right? We had kids before we were married, or we had a kid before we were married. But in my mind, we were already married.
But it wasn't, let me say that too. It wasn't just in our mind. Like, we verbally, remember that night? I
remember that night. Yeah.
We verbally committed to each other before going before a judge, before
absolutely
our families witnessing it. Like, we had that commitment between each other and between God. So the rush on, when you get married, we were already married.
Yeah.
A marriage is nothing but a commitment between man, woman, and God.
Covenant.
And we did that covenant. We did that in private. Like, we did that alone. And God honored that. Of course, it is legal steps that you have to take towards that. And it is stuff that you do need to get in place, because God forbid if one of us pass away, they're not taking, oh, well, we committed in each other's mind.
Right,
no,
right,
baby.
Right. That ain't how the law
works. We live in that
working.
world. Yeah. You need that paper trail.
Yeah.
You need that last name change. My last name got changed today, y'all. My last name is Zamot.
Zamot, Miss Zamot.
Yes. Yes, but we did take those steps. Like, just stick to it. Stick to those values. And yeah, it boils my skin too, especially when I'm alone with the kids, or like, I like the job that we work at. Like, everyone saw me when I was pregnant with Naomi. I wasn't working with Noel when I was pregnant, but they saw me with Naomi. And so they know that I didn't have a child. So, they come in and they ask like, oh, well, like, so confused. Like, well, where are your kids? Who keeps your kids while you're working?
Just automatically assume that I'm not in the picture.
And I say, their dad. Oh, so the dad keeps them? I said, my husband keeps them, yes, at home while I'm at work. And while he's at work, me, his wife, I keep the kids.
Yeah.
And they're baffled. Like, they literally don't have anything else to say once I say my husband keeps the kid. My husband is taking care of his children, of our children, while I'm working. And then I do the exact same thing in return.
Yeah.
It's like...
But I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because it's, first of all, you're young.
Yeah.
You're young. You're beautiful. It's not common, right? It's like what we do is not very common, and we understand that. So it can be baffling, right? To somebody from the outside looking in, they're asking like, well, where's your kids at? You're at work. Where's your kids? If they're not in daycare, where are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're with their father. You leave your kids with the dad? Like, he knows. Is he okay? Does he know what to do? Have you checked on him? Oh, we good over here, sweetheart. Okay.
Yeah. So next question. What do you guys do to keep the spark alive in your marriage?
Ooh. You want to answer?
Spicy.
Okay. So what do we do? What do we do to keep the spark alive in our marriage? Well, I think this is something that's underrated. maybe it's not underrated. I just haven't had a lot of people talk about it. We are friends. We're actually friends, and we make each other laugh like all day, right? Like we play all day, okay? And we've had a lot of people tell us like I see y'all vibe. It's like it's like we're best friends. You know what I mean? And we are. So I think that single-handedly keeps a spark alive if you guys remain friends. If you're actually married to your friend and not just your spouse.
Yeah.
If you guys are actually friends, you can make each other laugh. You guys can enjoy your time spent together. Whether you're doing something or not, you can enjoy your time together. I think that keeps a spark. But not only that, um, we have a family together.
Yeah.
And we equally love and invest in our children the same way. So that creates a spark in terms of how I look at my wife, right? I look at her with like this gleam in my eye because she cares for my children the way I want her to care for my children. I care for her children the way she wants me to care for her children. So it's like oh, it's just like
Ramsey.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. What would you say, man?
I would say all of that.
Okay.
And okay, so Maria, what do you guys do to keep the spark alive in your marriage? I would say we don't keep to a schedule when it comes to us. Like, for example, he took me out last week. And because we do have a family, we don't necessarily have the time to have a whole lot of alone time to ourselves.
Yeah.
But when we do, we like he creates or I create, we create a space for us to just do something that is different, something that's fun, something that is catered to just me and him. We do question games. Like that's really like what got us into tonight's conversation is because it just opens up a variety of different questions for us to talk about, get into. And me and him, naturally, how we are, like you said, like we're best friends. We love a good conversation. We love a good debate. We love a good.
That's a fact.
Just talking to each other, like literally, that's what I feel like attracted us to each other so hard is because me and him were not sexual with each other at all. We've known each other from what almost was it 2 or 3
2.5
years?
years, like 2.5 years.
2.5 years and never did anything together. It was just strictly conversation. Like not no nasty conversation, just good conversation about anything that you could talk about, everything you could talk about, just talking about it. And spice, spicy stuff, we just keep it spicy. We keep it a little random. We got some tonight's conversation cards. It's a little spicy. We pick it up, okay?
We listen to each other. We ask each other questions.
Yeah.
We get an understanding of what each other likes and what we don't like. Communication. That's going to keep coming up. Communication.
In the bedroom. Communicate in the bedroom. If you don't like something, tell them you don't like something. If you like something, tell them that you love it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, let's try this. Okay, we tried that. I don't like that. Communicate. Like, if you're really going to be with this person for the rest of your life, you don't just want to be together doing the do and then I be good, or you doing the exact same thing over and over again. Yeah. If you don't want to do it, figure out why you don't want to do it, and y'all go from there. But communicating and just being random and actually truly being your partner's best friend. Like if you, or from a female perspective, I don't want to have sex with you if I can't have a conversation with you because I'm emotional. If you can't cater to me emotionally, then I can't cater to you sexually.
Absolutely.
And we know that men operate more sexually than emotionally. So we can't balance each other out if I'm lacking this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that makes perfect sense. But what you had said earlier about us talking and not being sexually active for the first 2.5 years when we knew each other, that leads us to our next question from one of our subscribers. It says, how did the Zamots meet one another? All right, so we each remember different details from how we met each other. Okay, so you start, sweetheart. How did we meet each other?
We met each other in Publix. That's a very simple. We both can agree with that.
Yeah, we could agree with that, but that's not it. How did the Zamots meet one another? Okay, I think she wants more.
More.
Okay.
Right, the story of the Zamot.
The story. All right. Let's
Okay,
hear the
so
story.
basically, I walked into Publix. I was a team lead. He was the assistant produce manager. I walked in looking fine, and he was over there with the juice. And I kept hearing about this little light skinned produce manager there. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh,
I'm
she's
brown.
so
I'm brown.
fine."
I'm brown.
Light skin at the time. We can put the pictures up, baby. I gave you some of my melanin. Okay. Anyways, they kept talking about this light skinned produce manager. Oh, he's so fine. He's so this. He tall. Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay, he probably just some light skinned dude that, everybody just so fawn over. At the time, I was in a relationship, so it's like I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm really not like about to read into it too much. So I walk into work. I'm like, oh, that's him. And I'm walking in doing me, and I'm smiling, and he looks at me. And then he looks back, he does a double take, and I see him do the double take, and I'm just like, I just smile like, And I walk in the office, and the manager at the time, I'm like, is that the produce manager? Like that they, that everybody's talking about. She's like, yeah, he fine. She even like him, and Lord knows that she was like double his age. She was like, yeah. She was like, oh yeah, that's him. I'm like, yeah, he cute, like he cute, and that was that. So
That's it. That's the story.
that the beginning part?
Yeah.
Are you telling
No. That's how it happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with that. I don't got nothing else to say. I don't got nothing else to add to that.
So where is the lie? Like,
oh,
where is
it gets deep
when
we continue to go on to the story. Then
okay, so you pick up from where I left down. Put down.
Okay, so yes, all of that is true. Okay, all of that is true. However,
this tea is really good.
Is it the honey settled in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yes, all of that is true. Well, I guess we don't have altered stories. I just be exaggerating sometimes.
Okay. So this is the thing. The whole debate is whether I pursued him or he pursued
That's
me.
it. Hold on. Stop. Hold right there. That's it. So check this out. She was in a relationship at the time, but it was challenging. Yeah. Okay, at the time. So we were friends at Publix for over a year. Yeah. It was like a year and a half, and then I had left, and we continued on being friends for like another year and a half, right? Mm-hmm. Or like another year, which made it 2.5 years that we knew each other and we were friends. Yeah. And we really didn't start connecting and talking like that until I left Publix. I left Publix in 2018. February of 2018 is when I left Publix, and we started to talk a little bit more, and we had linked up a couple of times, and the times we had linked up, like we had really good conversation, like extensive conversations lasting for like 4 or 5, 6 hours. We was just talking, and eventually it got to a point to where I had told her that she looked a certain type of way, right? And I told her that I wanted to kiss her. That was really what it was.
You didn't tell me that. You text me that.
I text. That's telling you.
No, it's not.
Okay. I text her and told her, listen, we was having a great conversation, but the whole time I was thinking about kissing you. I ain't gonna hold you, right? But I didn't want to do it because remember, it's a sticky situation. I didn't know what was going on. So, and plus, I didn't get into all of her details in her previous relationship. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. So I told her I wanted to kiss her, and then she was like, yeah, I wanted to kiss you too. So we linked back up. We ended up kissing, and then we went on from there. But long story short, we pursued each other at the same time. Let's just say that.
You said the words first. You pursued me.
No. Why is it so hard? Okay. I pursued her. That's the way it should have been. So yes, I pursued her first.
Should have been. I'm so confused.
That's the way it should be. The man should pursue the woman. So that's what happened.
But are you saying that I pursued you? Because
no. I'm not
this
saying
is the debate. This
no.
is the ongoing debate. Every
No,
time
you
we
want.
have a conversation, I don't want to say that you
No. I'm not
me.
gonna say that.
You pursued me.
No, I wasn't saying
from
that.
day one with your eyes when
I
you did a double take.
I did a double take because you came out of the cooler.
I was not coming out the cooler.
She came out of the cooler.
I was coming into work.
No.
Yes.
She came. It was the second time I had seen you. You came out of the cooler, and I didn't know if you was excited to see me. So we'll leave it at that. But anyway, listen. I pursue her. Okay. I pursue her. Not a problem. But I know the whole time she wanted to tell me, listen, I like this. I mean, I want you, and I need you. That's she wanted to tell me that. I know she did, but
I did eventually tell you that when you wanted to just play around.
After I told you that I wanted to kiss you.
Okay, it takes a man to lead.
There we go. I have no issue with that. So now we got the story situated right here live.
That you wanted me as bad as I wanted you.
Absolutely.
Okay, sweetheart. I'm not denying that I didn't want you like while we were talking that entire time.
Well, you did though. You denied it a couple times.
In the beginning where we was working at Publix and stuff like that, I did not want you. I just thought that you was a fine man. And then I had our guardian angel, you need to climb up that tree. I had that whole, like, I'm in a relationship. You literally met this man multiple times. Like, you done gave him food. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, no, that's not it. You need to go climb that tree and give me a granddaughter and name her Victoria. We have a guardian angel that used to work at Publix in the deli with me. And this woman spoke every single thing to a T regarding him. Like, when I was at work and he was at work, go over there and talk to him. Say something to him. Go climb that tree. You gonna give me some grandkids every time. Y'all gonna have little girls. She said 2 little girls. She was obsessed with having a girl, like her granddaughter. Now you gonna name her Victoria, da 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 da. And Noah's middle name, part of Noah's name is Victoria for that sole reason. And she pops up randomly. I do not know if that woman is real or if it's an angel. Like, I really don't. But she literally said everything. She told me that this man was my husband.
She did say it. She didn't say it to me. While I was in a
relationship with somebody else, and while I was not stunting this man. Because I was
that's the part.
Because I was in a relationship with someone else, I was not, like, I wasn't pressed for you.
No,
I was like, yes, it was just like, you're an attractive man. Like, yes, yes, you're fine. Never took that from you. But for me to pursue it, I wasn't pursuing you.
Yeah, she wasn't pursuing me.
I literally was just on some chill stuff. Like,
yeah,
we're going to talk, we're going to kick it. And that's.
But I got a question.
When we started kicking it more, it's like those emotions started to, like, I had already said that I was about to, like that you about to just go ahead and just swoop me up.
Precisely. But here's the thing. I got a question.
What's the question?
This is I'm not being facetious. This is a for real question. If a woman wants to continue to build on the relationship or lack thereof that you guys have, what does that say?
That you want to continue to be cool with you.
But why?
Because you're a good conversation. You're something different. That's like, okay, for example.
But hold on. But there's potential there. Hey.
It's potential.
He might be
onto something.
Exactly.
Yes, it's potential there because, you guys have a lot of, because you guys have a lot in common. But to give an example, like, me, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Nothing ever in life ever like that. But what's cool, like, I could talk to him for hours too. We would talk for hours, cool, like, it was never on nothing like that. The reason why it kept, because we just had stuff in common, like, we hung out, it was never on anything, like, I want to be with you. He want to be with me. It was like never like
Okay,
that.
well, I just had a different experience.
But because we were one, you were good looking, I'm good looking, we were attracted to each other, and then we're having good conversation. It's like if something is meant to draw you in, or if you're meant to be with that person, that's how that happens. But it doesn't mean that necessarily just because a female is talking to somebody that's what it can be every time. That's just like it's certain females that you can talk and have a conversation with that is not on that level.
Hold on, pause. I don't. In my life, it hasn't been like that. Okay, every female.
Because look at you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. But here's been the experience in my life. Every female that I've been friends with either I caught feelings or they caught feelings. Like it's like
who you caught feelings for?
Nobody. I'm just saying. It's an example. So it just that hasn't been my experience. So since that hasn't been my experience, if a female wants to build on a relationship with me, I know that it's something going on here, right? Like I mean, she think I'm cute. So anyway, that's the story. We sticking to it.
That's the story. We both low key secretly deep down wanted each other, but yet was impressed about each other, which is what drew me to him. Because regardless if he thought I was attractive or he thought like, oh, this could possibly be something, he wasn't like down my throat, which is why I knew him for so long and it never really went anywhere or it didn't happen as quick as it did, because we was just talking and like, hey, you got what you got going on, I got what I got going on, but you cool people. That's what it was in the beginning. And then when we really truly was talking to each other, it was a wrap. Like we'll try to insert a picture. This picture, we had took a picture side by side.
Oh yeah.
After sitting outside talking to you for hours.
Probably about 6 hours we was outside. We met at like 3. We didn't go home till like 10.
10, 11. And that's only because I had somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's the story, y'all, of the Zamots.
Sticking to it.
And now 2 kids later, married, 6 years in. It's been 6 years.
Wow.
6 years in.
That's crazy, man. In a lifetime ago.
In a lifetime ago.
I can't wait. Should come by here on this boat with me, Frankie.
All right, family. So that concludes this episode of the Zamot's podcast. You already know, like, comment, subscribe. Send some more questions. You guys have some more questions.
Follow our Instagram.
Yeah, follow our Instagram at SM0OV. We'll put it up there on the screen.
At Queen_DAJHA. Deja.
That's it. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on that notification bell. You know what I mean? We post every Monday approximately at 2 o'clock. All right, sometimes we have some technical difficulties. We try to post around 2 p.m. on Monday. So y'all stay tuned with us. And yeah, send some more questions if you have some more questions. We love answering questions. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all next week. Let love fill your hearts, family.
Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Bye.